Hello Sagittarius, how you doing? Was last week playing hard and working hard. Did you get that? Did you manage to get that balance back within you? That would have been really nice if you did. It would help you progressing on your future path. I'd like to sort of say thanks to everybody who's been helping out with this channel, with their advice and everything like that. You're absolute stars. We do thank you immensely for being there and helping to support the channel. If you want to be part of this Astroflower family, it's very simple. All you need to do is subscribe and click that bell, and you'll be part of this family. So here you go. Last week you had that idea of if you know how to play hard, work hard, you should be playing hard as well. So you should be making time for yourself to actually play hard if you've got that direction in your life. Because the difficulty for Sagittarian is once they lose the direction of where they're going, it does sort of, their air sort of comes through a lot within their sign. And if you want to know about the air within your Astroflower, there's links in the description below. It will give you all the elements that run through these petal system. It'll help you out as well to understand the petal system that we have here and how we use it. But if Sagittarius loses their direction, the air sort of comes through so hard that it's blowing out your fire. And that can then be sort of a bad spiral in the way, where eventually Sagittarius doesn't know about the direction that they want to be going in. So it's a knock-on effect that can sort of work against you, but it can also work for you. Once you start, you know where you're going, then you get more air into your fire, and that's when you start building a nice warm hearth, as it were. In order to do that, that's why you need to know why you're working and why you're playing hard. It should all sort of fall into place. We're going through a transitional period at the moment. It's got to be said. You're still in your summer months here, Sagittarius. So you're going to be moved into your summer months. So you should be sort of being into a situation where you're getting into the rhythm of life. Things are picking up, and you should be getting work offers around coming into your life. You should also be getting social activities that are sort of picking up as well. So a lot of things should be working to your favor. If that is the case, then therefore you need to sort of get into that rhythm there, and then just follow the path, the evident path that you're going down. We've seen this with the eclipses and the eclipses of the sun, but also the moon, which we did readings on this channel for, that were back in May in the Taurus season. And the funny thing about those eclipses is that they come out in Scorpio season in October, just before your birthdays. But we've also had one other thing that's going through at the moment, which is Saturn in Aquarius. And Saturn in Aquarius, which came in on the 7th of June and goes out of Aquarius on the 23rd of October, if I've got those dates right. And it's the message behind it fell in exactly in line with the message that I got from the Earth last week on the Cymatic TV, which was, I was reading the energy that was coming, the message from the Earth that was coming through the energy lines, which I do every Sunday on that channel. And the message was the human race needs to take a good, hard, cold look at themselves. And everything sort of seemed to be in transition. Even the chakra sequences wasn't hitting the chakras, it was hitting in between the chakras. It was a really interesting energy update last week. So you may feel that a little bit in your life and during this week. If it is the case, don't forget that longer plan. And I think that's really important for you. Okay? So everything sort of seems to be falling into place here, where there's definitely I think a human situation that is coming to the surface rather than a natural or a vibrational, universal vibration situation. I think it's something that's going to come from the human. It's building up at the moment. Not sure if it's here as yet. Might well be here after this week, the 21st. Summer solstice might be influencing that sort of thing. So take that into consideration during this week's reading, because it will help you to realize that when the energy calms, it's not you that's lost the momentum. And that's why I talked about the momentum at the beginning of the video, because I think that's important for you, Sagittarius. Because sometimes if you do lose that momentum, it can become a bit of a slippery slope. So just remember that at the moment, the environment is a little bit slack. So you're going to get a bit of that slack within your life as well. Okay? If for the Astroflower, for those people who don't know, this is the relationship side of the Astroflower. This is the money side of the Astroflower. That's to do with jobs, businesses and projects, and this is all to do with relationships of family, friends and community and partners. And just looking at the cards, I tend to get the messages and use the cards as a clarification, but just looking at the cards here at the moment, it's a tale of two stories, really, two sides of the coin. Let's just get what an overall energy is going on for this week. Wow, it comes out here. Now this is the overall card, so this is how the week sort of accumulates. This is the outcome, but it's also leading into the following week, and it's making things very pointed. So it's giving a real clear, like a compass. It's giving a real clear direction into the following week of what's coming through into the following week, and how you can use this week as a way of galvanizing your path by the looks of things. Okay, let's just get the overall energy. You got the Knight of Cups there, so it is all about gifts, and these gifts are coming in from the base of you. So basically, it's what you can offer the outside world, or your world around you. Obviously, that sort of could be anything to do with your work. It seems to come from the emotional sort of side and heading towards the work side. So it may be a case of the overall energy is asking you to get a bit more fulfillment within your work life. That it's not just a case of numbers, but there's also there's a social, economical and well-being factor to it. And that's what it sort of feels like. It's bringing up in you the combining of the two sides, bringing the emotional sort of side into the workspace in a good way, which will help the workspace to be a lot better place to be. So it will make everybody's life a lot better, yours included. Let's just go through here and see what's going on here. We've got the relationship side. This is the karmic path, and you've got the five of wands here, and let's just see what's going on. This is pushing out more. I think it would be a good idea. Five of wands is good for competition and stuff like that. It doesn't really sit well within the relationship side of things. You might be with someone who's very, very highly competitive, and that might be a bit of a warning to you. But overall, I think it's more a case of your karmic path here is to actually look for the pinnacle, not only in yourself, but in others, within the relationships around you. The real height, the best of the best, as it were, of what you can get. And it's asking the best of other people as well, the people that is around you. That's what it seems like here. That's what it seems like. You're supposed to be asking people to step up to the plate, to be the best example of themselves that they can be. Let's just see how the universe is affecting it. This universe is also pushing up. It's really backing this idea here. So basically, if you're demanding upon your relationships in a nice way, in another way for your relationships to evolve and get a lot more out of the relationships, not just for you, but for the other people, the universe is going to back you up here with sort of situations or coincidences which help you to explore that avenue, and also will put, I'd say, a little pressure on your relationships around you in order to be the best that they can possibly be. And it'd be difficult for people to deny your sincere effort or your sincere positioning for others to, so others do actually pick up to the plate. So if you step up your game, everyone else is going to step up their game around you. Queen of Pentacles, very solid card there. It's strange because don't forget we're on the relationship side, the emotional side, and we've got 5 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles already. And she's there sitting at the base of the tree of knowledge. She knows what she's doing. She's got that lovely smile on her face. She's going forward with her eyes shut. She doesn't have to really concentrate on anything else of what's going on around her. And so she's very sure. And I think this is what the universe is bringing into you. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence that karmic path. They've got a situation going on here where it's as if like it's like a I don't want to say police line, but it's like a rock in a river. When the water comes up to it, it's going to push up against it, and the rock's not actually pushing back. It's just the way the water's pushing up against the rock, and it's got to go around it. And it's almost, your guides are almost sort of sitting there in the river, and as the relationships or the emotions start coming towards you and start affecting your karmic path, they stand there as if to sort of say, yeah, you're going to have to go around. Because that's going to force the world to reposition themselves according to you. So, nurturing. It is a case of nurturing. It's nurturing your future relationships with other people around you. You may not have the time for for pedantics, let's put it that way. And if you don't have time for those pedantics, just head on down your road. And this is nurturing your path. It seems to be a lot about you this week, and you did have that Queen, they did have that Knight of Pentacles in that position there, and in this position here, you did have the Hangman, so it was supposed to be looking at things in a different way, and this should be nurturing now that pathway where you should know where you're going or know what you want out of those relationships. And if you do, then at that point there, you're going to be able to ask the people around you to step up to the plate. So let's just see how the guides are influencing the conversation that is within you. I think you work well in gatherings where when there's more than just 2 people. And I think this guide here is trying to encourage you to get involved in community efforts or community social situations, say like a barbecue, family gathering, a street party with all your neighbours. And it could be a case of encouraging your partner as well to get involved in this. But it's here, the guides are sort of saying, get involved with the community that is around you. 10 of Swords. This is, as you do get involved in the community around you, as I was saying earlier on, if it's helped you to position yourself according to the relationships, you're going to be walking away from difficult situations in the past. And I think that's what your guides are sort of saying here, sort of saying, throw yourself into the social arena, which is life, in accordance to your family, your friends, your community, and even your partner. So you can leave all the stuff behind that was causing you any sort of anxiety or any sort of stress in according to the relationships. They're sort of saying here, the guides are sort of saying here, that I don't want any stress this week. No stress at all. Just want to enjoy being with other people. And I think this is more of a sort of warning here where as the energy sort of goes into a bit of a lull situation, it will be picking up, and I'll be going into that on Somatic TV Sunday night. And it will be picking up again, so it's going to ask you to really move on again. But at that moment there is that moment of doubt which can build up inside us, and that's what your guides are trying to protect against. So you don't fall into that doubting scenario, which can slow you down on your path and lose your direction. So I would get very sociable if I was you this week. It could be you that are instigating it. But I think it's more, it comes from the opportunity that arises in the here and now around you. Let's go into your financial sort of side. You've got the Seven of Cups here. And as I say, that's that lull situation. And there is a lot of lull going on. There's no real fast cards here. There's a lot of cards that are concentrating on the situation. And it gets a lot with, that's been a lot with a lot of signs at the moment. Let's go and see what's going on your karmic path there with the Seven of Cups. It's coming in, basically, it's a card of choice, but it could be a card of procrastination. But at the same time, it's like a filtering card and making you realize that, in fact, it's evident I should be doing that and I shouldn't be doing anything else. And you might have loads of possibilities, but some of those possibilities might be not, you're not in a position to realize those possibilities. Therefore, they become an impossibility. And once you realize on the possibilities, it's going to become evident of what ones you should be following. And I think this is what is trying to clear up for you this week here. Things were coming in a lot quicker. The funny thing was is you had the Seven of Pentacles over here last week, and this Seven of Cups, because you got the sevens here, this Seven of Cups was right at the top. So in that interaction with the world and with the world around you, is now transferred into your karmic path on your material side of life, and therefore it's now, from what you've encountered last week, it should be purifying in your money side, and it should become a lot clearer about how you should be pushing on. So I think this is what I was saying earlier on, with that wave coming through from the emotional side, situating yourself within your community, within your family, friends, and your partnerships, so it actually can allow your financial side to grow a lot more. Let's just see how the universe is influencing you. You had the High Priestess here last week. Yeah, this is really building, but equally, it's almost like recognition of good hard work done. Trust in yourself. You know this. That's what the universe is sort of saying here. Ace of Wands. It is totally clear, that clear passion about what you want. That's what the universe is trying to bring to you here. And it's trying to make you clarify your evident path, so you realize that there is no choices. And I think this is what it's been filtering through you, and it seems like this week here is going to become really clear for you of what should be going on in your job, on your business, on your projects front. Let's just see what's going through now with the guides influencing that karmic path. They're pushing out again, not so hard as on this side, but what they're trying to do is they're trying to encourage a situation where people want to play within your world. So let's just say you put in your shop window a particular toy that then brings the kids in and says, oh, I'm really interested in that toy. And that sparks that enthusiasm to come into your shop. And when they come into your shop, they don't actually buy that thing that's in the window, but they buy something else. And that's what it's sort of doing. It's sort of, your guides here are trying to encourage the world to come in to play with you within your job, within your business, or within your your projects. no one can do it on their own. It is a community affair. That's what it's sort of saying. So if you want to make lots of money and you've got to sell something, someone's got to buy it. That's that interaction what I'm talking about. You're not independent totally. There is a certain degree of independence, but you're not totally independent from the outside world, simply because we are all dependent upon each other. We are a tribe-like species, and this is encouraging people to join in your tribe or to join in your business. If you were looking at it as a job sense, it's, let's just say, you're a chef in a small restaurant, and what you're doing is you're trying out something new, which is encouraging other people to sort of, if you're cooking the main course and someone else is doing the desserts, someone will come in and sort of say, do you know what will go really well with that? I think afterwards, a cheesecake, a particular type of cheesecake that I wanted to try out. So what you do is you're encouraging other people, and then you'll get known as that chef who's really innovative, and then that's going to encourage, advancements within your career. Other restaurants may turn around and sort of say, I want that chef working for me. This is this whole sort of thing going on here, and this is what the guides are sort of doing it. That card was down in that position there last week. So it's a real switcheroo for you this week. This is very similar to the High Priestess anyway, so that's a continual thing coming in from the universe. But here is where, you've nurtured it. Now it's the time to start streamlining that long-term plan, bringing up those businesses or those ideas that you've been thinking about for quite a while, and now giving in a bit of shape. If you give it a bit of shape, or those projects a bit of shape, all of a sudden it's going to encourage other people to come and join in that project. And that could be clients as much as suppliers. It's whichever way you do it, if you start giving a little bit of shape to those ideas, it's gonna be a real pinnacle long-term possibility for you. So very interesting. Let's just see what's going on here I think this is going to be a really important card. One of these two here. This is a cresting wave. So this is it's like the bow of a ship. This is like the bow of the ship, and these two here are sort of kind of pushing like that the water out. So it's making clear passage for you. You need a good, clean run up. That's the message. So, Seven of Swords, playing smart. That's what it is. If your guides will help you out. They'll play a bit smart. So they're sort of saying, look at that. Look at that possibility. But in order to get to that possibility, you're best off going that way, because that's the clear path to get to where you want to be. And this is where they're really going to be helping you out on this, and they're going to be encouraging that idea of what you want to see within your personal life, you want to also see within your financial life. That stability, that joy, that happiness that you can have within your personal life. Therefore, why not have it as well within your financial life? It should be exciting. It should be challenging as well, as much as a personal life should be challenging. But playing smart is going to really help you to progress on. And I think there's a lot of you that may even be like in a once in a lifetime project that's coming up for you. But there's still a lot of work to be done in the meantime. And I think that's going to be more next year, really, after your birthday than now. But we'll see that in the coming months. Let's just see what the outcome is here, and how this sort of projects it into the coming week. It's like a tower in a way, but not like a tower moment. But it's building a real, tower of energy, and it seems to be like both sides, as it were. It not only comes from the inside, but also comes from the outside. And it's almost as if it becomes like a bit like a landmark that people use in order to get around the city. So it becomes as a known feature. So almost like you're becoming known or I wouldn't necessarily say famous, because there's a lot of Sagittarians out there and it might be happening for one or two of you, but not for the majority. But it's going to help you if you position yourself on your financial side and you ask your relationships or your community to stand up and be counted and be the best that they possibly can, and you play smart, it's going to make you a real sort of leader in a way. A leader in how you do, rather than what I say, in a way, if you know what I mean. It's really through actions, and those actions, it's building up a huge potential of how you can progress in the coming weeks. I think that pathway that I was talking about for that project is going to be clear. It's going to be cleared up, or it's going to become evident in that, not this coming week, not this week here from the 13th and 20th, but more from the 20th through to the 28th. That's where it seems to be coming up. At the moment, it's building up that potential of possibilities. Temperance, timing, patience. That's what it seems like. So it is building it up. So as you're working, as you're interacting with the world around you, it is gradually building up a situation within you, I think, within the financial sort of side. But it's tied heavily into your relationships and your emotions. It's building up a huge potential that you can actually see really far down the road, and will give you a head start on everybody else within your field of what you're doing as a way of job or business and etc. And it is being patient. It's also about timing. I think temperance is more about timing than anything else, of realizing when to put your foot on the accelerator and when to put your foot on the brake. And I think this is offering from this side here of where it's coming from you, out of your relationships, out of your emotional world. It's gonna impact on your money side of life, your business or your job, which is going to make you stand out heads and shoulders above the rest, basically. And as you do stand up, and that's that tower thing, as you do stand up head and shoulders above the rest, people are going to notice you, and that's going to encourage other people to come into your life. And I think that's going to happen the following week from the 20th to 28th. That's where things are going to become really clear about how you invest your time and effort and money and etc. within your life around you. Okay, so there you go, Sagittarius. As I say, it's been it's a lull energy week within the forces that are around us, and that's within our solar system and within the vibrations, which we went into Cymatic TV. I will be doing another one on Sunday, so please get over there and have a look and subscribe if you'd like to. If you want to be part of the Astroflower family here, it's just simply a question of subscribing and clicking that bell, and you're more than welcome. In the meantime, Sagittarius, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.